Hey there, it's Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, back with you again. Thank you for taking the time now to watch this video. And by the way, I'm going to talk about how to trade in this market. But I want to say thank you for all of the success that we have had together over the past couple of years. We've had over 5 million views on YouTube. We've had over 60,000 followers on Facebook plus social media. So thank you all for using the Wealthy Investor approach. You know I like to keep it simple, and I'd like for you to make residual income while trading with upward trending stocks. Okay, so those are basically our rules. So, what I wanted to do is talk about what is exactly going on in this market. In this market, I have some advice for you, and if you decide to take it, great. It's really important. You need to be in this particular market in stocks that are in strong upward trends, particularly stocks that are in the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Why? These companies have really established earnings. So if you look at something like Nike, which is a member of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you'll see the ticker symbol here is NKE, in a strong upward trend overall. In other words, we're looking at a 2-year chart on Yahoo Finance, right? 2 years ago, the stock was trading at $53.87. And where has it closed recently? It's hovering around 86.75. Now, I like to trade stocks that are in strong upward trends because the fundamentals are strong, right? This company is selling products and services all around the world. And what have they done? They've mastered online digital sales. Therefore, the revenue on a quarter by quarter basis is going higher. If you're trading stocks without some understanding of fundamentals on an annual or quarterly basis, you are doing yourself a disservice. Now, when stocks are in strong upward trends, very much they have pullbacks that are in line with the stock market. So don't let this fool you. In fact, some of you know I have a trading system around when stocks drop and how you should be using spreads, and when they're rising, you should be using covered calls. A little volatility trading is another pullback where I would employ a spread as well as cover calls, etc., etc. But the point that I want you to remember is always trade stocks that are in strong upward trends before you buy them because the fundamentals are there. Okay? Don't go day trading something that is not in a strong upward trend. Also, in a market right now, you could be really seduced by big name stocks that are in downward trends. Like here's Uber, came public not too long ago. It peaked at around $46 a share. And look, the trend is down here. Even though you feel like you know the company and you like what they actually do, what's happening? If you look at the balance sheet, they're losing money, right? On the net, on the bottom line. So we want to stay with those companies like Nike who have what? Strong top line revenue growth. There's a wonderful saying on Wall Street, which is let the trend be your friend. So, I always like to teach from the Sesame Street version. Do you see this stock is going up over time, and this stock is doing what? Going down over time. So we use these pictures as indicators as to whether or not we'd like to even go on a date with stocks. You know how I am. I call stocks dates, right? So we want to go on a date exclusively with stocks that are in upward trends, particularly in this market. Now, I'm going to show you something else I think is really, really, really important. And I've talked about this with you before. And this is why the wealthy investor approach really does work and can make so much money for you in the part time because it's a trading system, right? So if I'm only trading stocks in the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and they're fundamentally strong and they're in an upward trend, those are great trades to place because I'm going to make more money on those stocks trading from home than stocks that are not. So I got a few rules for you. And I know I've done a couple of other lessons on allocation and you guys really love that. So allocation is a Wall Street term that basically says what do you do with the money that you have in your account. So just for ease and convenience, I'm going to assume you're trading with $15,000. It doesn't matter if you're trading with $5,000 or even $2,500. This allocation is really the same, which means I'm going to take a third of my portfolio and put it in Dow stocks for the long term. See, that's going to help me collect dividends as those long term stocks rise. They're pulling up the value of my portfolio. If I want to get a little sophisticated, I could trade growth stocks. Those are stocks that are not in the Dow Jones Industrial Average by wealthy investor definition. They don't pay dividends, but I want to hold on to those. And then I've got at least another $5,000 for trading plus my margin. If you're not using margin, there's a way to use it responsibly, but I like using margins mostly for cover call writing, which I'm about to go into. Okay. And just before I get to cover call writing, I do want to talk about fast money trades like volatility. You know how I feel about these fast money trades. They should be automated. You don't have to look at the screen. So, in a fast money trade, I'd purchase a stock in a strong upward trend that's trading at around $50. And then I would program a limit order, a sell order to sell my shares at 51. When you're volatility trading in an upward trending stock, you stack the deck in your favor. So that's a $1 profit, right? If I have 200 shares, I can make $200 per week or $800 per month trading the same stock over and over. Obviously, if you have 1,000 shares, you can make $1,000 per week trading the same stock over and over. Even if you just traded once in a week, that's $4,000 per month. Let's talk about that. An upward trending stock that has volatility, stock is moving more than $1 a day. I've talked to you in the past about back testing. Make sure you learn how to back test. Just don't buy any stock. But this is pretty good money. If you can make 4 grand a month off of automated trades using the Wealthy Investor System, you're in. But really, where you make stable money in this market is covered call writing, right? So again, I'm going to go to a stock that's in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, Nike, in a strong upward trend, right? Pictures tell the story. So if this trend continues over time, I'll be fine. But rather than just jumping in and out of the stock, I'm going to sell call options on the stock. And by the way, if you're not a cover call writer, you're really missing out because it is guaranteed money. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to a 3-week option chain on Nike. I want you to see this. This is just a simple 3-week cover call, right? The stock's at 86.75. I'm going to sell the right to someone I don't know to buy the stock away from me at 87 bucks, a just out of the money call. And look at the bid. It is 282. I'm going to take in a guaranteed $2.80 per share, which I can just put that money in my pocket, win, and T plus one. So if you're really trying to be successful in the stock market, you have to add covered calls to your volatility trade. Why? Because this money you're seeing here on your screen here is 100% guaranteed. This is why I'm always talking to you about getting the right financial education, not just trying to trade and make a lot of money. Okay, so let's go back and look at that. If I'm cover call writing on Nike and I'm selling a just out of the money cover call, 200 shares, it's a guaranteed $570 the next day. Right after I place this trade, the call option premium is in my account. On 1,000 shares, I can easily pull in how much? $2,820 in one day just for selling rights to the stock. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to do these fancy trades and you have to follow somebody who says, 3 standard deviations from this and that. It does not have to be that complicated. Learn to keep your trading simple and you'll do really, really well. Look, this is a 3-week covered call for $2,820 guaranteed on a Dow stock. Now, that is exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting. So at thewealthyinvestor.net, what am I always trying to teach you? Simple trades that bring in money that don't require you sit at a computer all day, like day trading. You're going to need covered calls in this market. You can add volatility trading if you want, but you have to pay attention to your allocation. If you don't know a lot about cover call writing and the Wealthy Investor approach to the market, just go to thewealthyinvestor.net. You see this ebook right here? It is totally free. I will explain to you for free how it actually works in the market, and most importantly, how it's working in the market today. So let's just do a brief recap of the tools that you're going to need in this market. First of all, stay with stocks that are upward trending. The trend, I like to see the upward trend for 2 years, 5 years. That way I know I'm in a stock that has to be fundamentally sound. Stay away from these fast, shiny stocks, names like Uber right now. I'm not saying Uber's a bad investment in the long term, but when I look at the trend, where's it been going lately? Which is down, 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 because Wall Street doesn't like the fact that they have no net profit. They're accumulating an awful lot of debt. But Nike, this Dow stock, again, that's in this upward trend, what happens here? I can take in $2.82 guaranteed on a trade that lasts what? 3 weeks. And for those of you who are experienced cover call writers, you know there's a cap gain if I'm actually called out. Okay, you are going to need some or all of these skills in this particular market because this has been a wild time in the stock market. Volatility is rising. Implied volatility is rising, which means my cover call premiums are even bigger than normal. I want you to take advantage of this. I want you to do well. And that's why I made this video reminding you of how to trade successfully in this market.